Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and welcome to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today guys, got a ladder game. It is between GoOdy, the blue Terran player in the lower left position, Melle, the red Protoss in the top left. That means it's PvT. The map is in Tomb Valley and I'm super looking forward to it. It's close by, well, close vertical spawns, you can't have close horizontal, and it's not cross spawns either, so that means that it's a shorter rush distance. The expansion options basically forms the map to split it across the middle, and it is pretty much fun. So yeah, really looking forward to what these two are going to do. Do make sure you give me feedback, by the way, on my new layout. I know I said this about a week or so ago, depending on the order of which I uploaded these videos, but yeah, do you like it, how it's set out now? Leave me a comment. Also, hit a like button for this video because that's just awesome, and make sure you subscribe and all that shenanigans. I'm not going to harp on about that because you all know how important those things are, and it's like New Year, everyone be happy and shiz like that. Thumbs up, high five, whatever. Anyway, yeah, back to the game. That's what I'm here for. We've got, so far from the Protoss player, a pylon. So far from the Terran player, a supply depot, and now a barracks, infinitely more exciting than a supply depot, and a gateway as well for the Protoss player. My goodness, these two, they are probably going for exciting times right now. And the reason I've cast quite a few ladder games recently is because some people had asked me in the comment section to do a few more, so I was like, yeah, I'll find them, I'll cast a couple more and see what you like. So make sure you leave me a comment. Do you prefer tournament games, ladder games, long games, short games, fun games, serious games, pretty much any type of games? You just like games, just let me know. That way I can try and make it better for you guys who watch the videos. Anyway, we've got the assimilator coming down. We've got, of course, no gas yet for the Terran player, which is making me think it's going to be a 1-Rax command center opening. Both players scouting, and they're scouting the close by ground positions, which I'm sure are impossible to spawn on. Or is that on? I'm really confused, but I'm pretty sure that they were impossible to spawn on. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I missed the memo, maybe I misread the message. But nonetheless, I am pretty sure I read GoOdy's opening of going 1-Rax command center correctly. Meanwhile, Melle is going up for the cybernetics core, happily mining some gas. The probe is nowhere to be seen. The probe is just coming, checking the cross-spawn positions, the SCV checking the cross-spawn positions. I find it quite ironic that both players scouted the wrong way. It's kind of like, what's the chances of that? I'm one of those people who will always scout anti-clockwise. I think that makes me weird. Most people tend to scout clockwise, apparently, or so I'm told. That's what I've observed anyway. So us anti-clockwise people, we're a bit weird. GoOdy's an anti-clockwise person as well, apparently. It makes no difference, it's just something that different people do. But anyway, 1 gate nexus, 1-Rax command center. So far these two, similar builds. Slight tech advantage obviously though for Melle, just due to the fact that warp gate tech is on its way. Kind of boosting our stalker as well. This is all good. Meanwhile, 2 marines just chilling down here. Still no gas yet, just 2 additional barracks being added on. That takes up to 3 obviously. Should see then 2 gas chucked down next. That's the usual order things are done in, and I like it when players stick to the usual order because then you seem so intelligent as a caster. You're just like, hey, this is the order that we're going to see it happening, and then it happens in that order. So here we go, 1 gas, now the 2nd gas. Come on, GoOdy, get that 2nd gas. Go on, do it. Ah, he's not doing it. The longer it goes without it happening, the more concerning it gets. But the 2nd gas is out for Melle. The Nexus 3/4 done. The command center already morphing into an orbital command, so it's all good. The bunker down, and this! There we go. See? 2 racks, 2 gas. Heard it here first, guys. Anyway, that stalker is going to take some damage. Going to run back, be like, hey, I did not sign up for this, bro. That was a bad idea. Meanwhile, 2 additional gateways coming down because you build stuff in 2s, just like Nexus, 2 gateways. Not as badly as GoOdy does though. It's just like command center, 2 barracks, 2 gas. He'll probably get a 2nd bunker if he feels threatened, but he shouldn't do because things are looking all fine from my end. The tech lab on its way. That's going to start stim because of course stim so critical in Terran v Protoss, because stim is the point at which you go gateway unit, you thought they were good, lol, and you just go and wreck every Protoss player who is lacking that magical thing called AoE damage in the form of either Psionic Storm or Colossus. But either way, you need one of those. 3rd gas now for GoOdy on its way down. Work count wise, 31 to 26. That's because of that magical thing called Chrono Boost. But the magical thing called Mules means GoOdy's actually mining quicker. because mules are awesome. Anyway, there we go. The sentry happily starting to pick away at those rocks. It's going to take a while. The robotics facility on its way down the factory, just starting up here as well. Almost certainly just going to be used to allow a starport to be built and a reactor to be built on it to get switched to allow mass medevac production. The reactor, ooh, another reactor, a second tech lab, ooh. That is interesting from GoOdy right there, who is moving across the map. He is going to forcefully take this watchtower, but the Stalker, this is the most cowardly Stalker ever. He just runs away from every possible engagement. A clever Stalker, but a cowardly Stalker, nonetheless. Now, looking around, what else is going on? +1 melee, +1 infantry weapons on its way down, but Double Forge is in production somewhere. Where are you, Double Forge? There you go. Double Forge up at the back of the base, and yeah. That basically means the upgrade advantage will go to the Protoss player once that starts going. And the reason I have done a couple of casts now in Heart of the Swarm, not to release, but just to like play around with the observing features and things like that. In Heart of the Swarm, if you see two forges building in the production tab, you click it and it'll go like ping, and you'll be there. It is so awesome. That missile tower does get the kill on the observer, just being like, you shall not pass. It is the Gandalf of missile turrets, but anyway, starport, reactor as expected, that's all looking good. Meanwhile, these rocks are finally starting to die. The third base definitely coming down for the red Protoss player here, and that is good news. The robotics bay coming down as well, because you need Colossi if you're going to deal with lots of Marines and Marauders and Medevacs. But still, both players happily mining away, doing good. GoOdy is starting to pull ahead in terms of the economy just due to the mules, but the third base happily on its way down, and that means the Protoss player is gonna catch up, gonna have a better economy, but is GoOdy gonna be able to come and crush anything and everything in his way? He very well may, because medevacs are in production. The first two are about to come out. Not much really sitting here as a defensive force, I've got to be honest with you. That is 3 Stalkers, 3 Sentries, and 3 Zealots, because Noah's Ark 2x2 was not that popular, and basically 3x3 may be the new option. So yeah, observer chilling, being like, hey, I see your units. The third base is gonna get spotted. Oh GoOdy, are you gonna go spot it? Are you GoOdy? There's units there. There's units there, but it's all good. You run away and you saw nothing. You saw nothing except those rocks were down, which basically is the same as seeing that expansion up. But still, the scan goes down, sees the pylon, knows the third base is there. The aggression is going to be coming. The 2 medevacs, the stim up onto the high ground. Coughing with excitement, the cancel goes down straight away, and suddenly the Protoss player is now supply blocked. That Colossus does have to be exceptionally careful. GoOdy comes forward. He's not focusing down the Colossus though, instead just blindly firing at anything and everything he can, which is usually not a great way to engage cost effectively, as we're seeing. I'm surprised he didn't try and stim forward to snipe down that Colossus. It would have been the better move in my opinion, but I'm sure there was a rhyme or reason for it. Now, looking here, the 2-2 upgrades just starting as I click on them, making me feel absolutely baller. +1 turn infantry armor on its way down, the second engineering bay, and the armory coming down as well. That basically is going to allow the 2-2 upgrades to come on route. Nothing else on the Twilight Council, no charge or anything like that from Zealots yet. The third base getting retaken, the third command center already up and running though for GoOdy, who is happily going to come and floated down here, down onto this little bit of low ground, and it will be morphed. And yeah, basically good times. Worker count 51 to 54, GoOdy taking the lead. When you factor mules in as well, that is basically a massive advantage economically. The Templar archives though are coming down. Colossi plus High Templars with Storm equals ouchie infantry. Basically, ouchie infantry is a technical term. It is in the Blizzard help guide that it says Colossi and High Templar with Storm make ouchie infantry. And medevacs just can't heal that much. In Heart of the Swarm, I'm sure they can, with the new 2x healing bonus. They could probably heal through 10 Colossi and Storms, but of course, that's now on the Fusion Core, so that's sad times. I had such a great period playing Heart of the Swarm when you could get medevacs 2x healing off of just like a starport. It was just like, you get 2 starports and like loads and loads of Marines and Marauders, and you're just like, you can't touch this, and nobody can deal with this. And then you get Widow Mines and cover the... Seriously, if anyone has access to the Heart of the Swarm beta, and you haven't yet played the mass Widow Mine strategy, you need to do it. You don't necessarily win, you just cover the entire map in Widow Mines. Like, the entire attack path across here would just be covered in Widow Mines, and then you just wait for your opponent's army to move. And as they're moving across, they just slowly die, and 9 out of 10 players don't know how to deal with Widow Mines effectively, and just end up losing everything, and it's hilarious. It's absolutely hysterical, especially against Zerg players. They really rage against that. But Armory is down, the 2-2 upgrade started. We've got the Ghost Academy as well, ready to deal with those High Templars, so we're really into what I consider the late game of PvT, where you've got the Colossi and High Templar out, and you've got the Vikings and Ghosts on the way. So it's all about army composition now. And in my opinion, it's actually a lot more about the Terran player's army composition as opposed to the Protoss. And the reason for that is the Terran really has to react to what the Protoss get. That if they get a lot of High Templar, you need more Ghosts. If they get a lot of Colossi, you need more Vikings. If you overcommit to the wrong one, you don't have enough army supply to deal with the remaining army, which as a result means you lose. So GoOdy is really under the pressure here. But all in all, he's got 8 Vikings out on the field. 8 Vikings to deal with 1 Colossus. That will be one very quickly killed Colossus, but it means that these High Templar may not necessarily have enough units to deal with. The Vikings, once they've killed the single Colossus, are completely useless. They have no other purpose. The 4th base, though, is on its way down for the Protoss player. The 4th command center is also half done for GoOdy, who's adequately adding on a couple more barracks and finally cutting the Viking production. For a second I was like he's making more, but no, he stopped at 8. He's got 4 Ghosts in production at a time. Both these players being incredibly passive actually. If we're looking at this, only 1,000 resources lost for GoOdy and 700 odd for Melle, and really that's something which it's always fun when you get 2 players with a defensive playstyle who just want to macro to the max. It's like, I'm going to produce and expand, produce and expand, produce and expand, and they literally do that for what can seem like an entire eternity. But for anyone who plays this game, such as myself, you will know that the eternity at which you're producing and expanding, you always imminently feel like you could die. But a good scan goes off here, sees of course that the 4th base is down, and that is the red rag to a bull of GoOdy, who's like, hey, if you're going to expand, I'm going to kill you. But the Vikings didn't get the memo. They're going to be late to this party, and that means GoOdy's going to have to pull back. He's going to be like, hey, oh goodness, there's a lot of stuff. There's some great feedbacks go down. They blow up 1 medevac, the other one completely drained of energy. 2 more full energy medevacs are there. If they get taken down by some good feedbacks, that is gonna hurt. Of course, there are 7 High Templar on the field, so they do have Storm as well. So they are ready to go crazy mode. But there goes down the Storm. That is good. The first Colossus does fall. The second one definitely going to go down. And GoOdy not even trying to save those Vikings about. He's just like, they can die. Free up supply. That is all good. And that rhymes. That is an awesome little rhyme. Nearly, if I do say so myself, as good as If Behind Dark Shrine. But that does still come out superior because that's just such a good saying and such a good motto to live by for every Protoss player out there. Anyway, we do have the Protoss player in this game pushing for the 4th base up for GoOdy. He's not morphing into anything yet, and that's a good move because, hey, these SCVs are like, oh god, we decided to move home just once, and there's a massive Zealot infestation here, and that was not fun. Still, more feedbacks go down, good snipes go down, Ghost losing energy, Storm's going down, and still the Protoss army tries to retreat. Good warpins coming down. There's a good number of gateways around here. There's a good number of gateways everywhere right now. We've got more Colossi coming down. We've got a Reaper in production. A Reaper indeed. I don't remember the last time I saw a late game Reaper. I don't think I actually ever have seen a late game Reaper. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. If someone has a good idea, if I have ever cast a game with a late game Reaper, do send it to me. Or do send me a link to my own cast where I did that. And I will take it back and I will officially write you a letter in the comment section below. It'll be a very short letter, more like a paragraph, explaining how you know me better than me. And I'll be very impressed. And you'll earn an internet medal, which may or may not include me googling internet medal and copying a link to the first picture. Not that I'm going to give away secrets like that though. But the secret that GoOdy has is there is a medevac full of Marines, and a probe is gonna spot it. Hey probe, did you see it? No, the probe didn't see it. The probe does, however, want to come and make some pylons. How much fun is he gonna have? Is this pylon gonna spot it? This medevac is apparently just gonna dodge everything. He's just like, you can't see me. I'm invisible. I am a ninja. I am a ninja and I am safe. 8 Vikings on the field. They are up against 3 Colossi. Both these players being super passive yet again. Both maxed out yet again. The plus 3 upgrades are done with plus 2 Protoss shields on the way. 3-2 is finished for GoOdy. He's got plus 3 infantry armor coming down as well. These Ghosts. Where are you going, Ghosts? Ghost, you're cloaking. Ooh. Oh, there comes down a scan. Are they going to come off with some ninja sniping? I think they are. There they go. 2 High Templar down. 3 High Templar down. 4 High Templar down. These Ghosts more than adequately paid for themselves. They're coming forward yet again. What are they doing? Oh, detection. Run away, Ghosts. Run away, Ghosts. Oh, yes. Go on, Hero Ghost. Hero Ghost, you're going to get away. Yes, you know you're not. Let's have a moment for our fallen comrade. Poor Ghost. He did nearly get away though, so it's all fine. Meanwhile, the 5th base up here, but for how long? The answer, probably not that long, because you know what I see? Marines. And do you know what Marines do? Damage. And do you know what damage does? It kills bases. But do you know what kills Marines? Dark Templar. They kill Marines really, really well. I had to zoom in on that action there, but those Marines, they are gone. DT's really, really strong, especially when there's not any detection. Meanwhile though, we do of course have these Marines and Marauders clearing out the pylons. They're just like, no, you are not going to warp DTs into my base. But of course the DTs have now been revealed, so it is completely aware of the monstrosities that could occur should detection not be available. But luckily there is. There are missile turrets everywhere ready to deal with observers. We've got ninja observers ready to deal with missile turrets, and we've also got Marines and Marauders clearing out pylons still. We're 21 minutes in, and still these two have been pretty damn passive. They're not really wanting to fight. They just want to look at each other. They are like boys and girls at like a middle school disco, where they're like, we know we're meant to do stuff with each other, but we don't want to. We're just going to look at each other awkwardly from the other side of the map. The map in this situation is of course the dance floor. I was always that really annoying guy who made the bold first move to go and talk to a girl. At least 50% of the time it worked out successfully, which I think at 12 is pretty damn good. But hey, what can I say? Meanwhile, double drop coming in. This double drop is potentially going to run into some problems with cannons there. Is it going to be able to snipe its way through? Oh, the High Templar. The High Templar not quite on the money. The pylon not quite on the money either. It's going to get to the main base. Oh, this is going to do some good damage, guys. Probes instantly getting pulled, though. Not much in terms of armor here. Some SCVs getting sacrificed to free up more supply for GoOdy, who's like, hey, I've got mules, I don't need SCVs. The cybernetics core does fall. That means no more stalkers, no more sentries. That is very irritating indeed. Pylons are going to go down, and once this pylon falls, we're going to see a lot of stuff not do very much, as seen there. We've got more gateways on the way. The main nexus is going to die at some point, but still these two High Templar are going to try and deal with everything apparently. But there's just so much damage here. The single DT is going to absolutely decimate this force, and of course the scan goes down. Oh, but apparently only one Marine interested in that little party. The Archon gets taken down as well. Still, we've got these Marines doing some damage. Why they don't pick up that pylon, I do not know, but they are attempting to deal with this. If they kept off the pylon, those DTs would be dead and gone straight away. More scans are coming. More DTs are dying. So I'd say that was a pretty good drop right there for GoOdy, who has killed now 500 more resources than that of his opponent. He's now coming down to the 3rd base being like, hey, I'm going to kill some probes because I can. Another DT down there though, but the scan already going off, and that means that DT is not going to be getting in on this party. Zealots though, Zealots are definitely going to clean this up. They're all charging in, and the lift goes down, and they're like, damn, I wish I could attack up. 2 more medevacs full of units about to come in though. The drop coming back to the main base. DTs are there yet again. Is anyone noticing a trend here? The DTs really good at clearing up drops. Really good at cleaning up drops. But the double drop yet again coming in. The drop down to the 3rd. This is being incredibly irritating. And still, Melle just feels like chilling in the middle of the base. Just like, hey, I've got so many photon cannons down. You are not going to kill me. These gateways are yet again going to die. The scan goes down yet again. Preemptively dealing with the Dark Templar. Yet the Dark Shrine will survive. So they are always going to be a threat. But that Archon was just like, hey guys, what are you doing? That Archon was like, I'm going to attack you, I'm going to run away, I'm going to attack you, I'm going to run away. Both those warping in DTs are going to go down. The remaining 3 probably going to go down as well. Yep, it all goes, so that is bad news. Meanwhile, more DTs getting warped in. And DTs are pretty expensive to keep warping in repeatedly into scans. It's something which you can't really afford to do for long periods of time. The High Templar are going to be cut out fairly soon as the Templar archives go down. And this drop just really not being dealt with that effectively. Just like warping in DTs repeatedly, even though you're seeing scans go down repeatedly as well. The Marauder taking a lot of damage though, and the DTs are slowly cleaning up everything, but still so much of this drop is managing to survive. There is this single pylon down here, but it's not going to do much. Still, all of the Protoss army chilling around in the middle of the base, but coming back up here yet again, it looks like this force is finally, and I do say finally, going to die. But these drops have been so effective. We've got no Templar archives, which means no more High Templar. That means no more storms once the remaining High Templar are taken down. But there are 11 to be fair. How many ghosts are we chilling with at the moment? We're chilling with 32 of those. So something tells me those High Templar are not going to last too long with 32 ghosts on the field. Soon to be 36. This single dropship didn't get the memo that you have to run away pretty fast from Archons because they are pretty scary things. They're trying to get in there, but the Archon's just like, no. That is not going down. The remaining two gonna chill, gonna have a little look. This defensive arc is just absolutely huge. It's just like, I will defend. I am going to hold half of this map, and there is nothing you shall do about it. Apart from drop. And if this drop comes down here, it's going to be pretty bad. There is the DT there. But how many orbital commands are there? Well, there's 2 planetary fortresses here. 1, 2, 3, 4 orbital commands. Some SCVs just chilling, doing nothing. Lazy SCVs. Didn't realise that their job is done, and they should move to another mineral field. But great energy on all of these, to be fair. Just like so much energy. But yet still, we've got SCVs committing suicide. GoOdy now down to just 40 workers. He's got a huge gas bank, but not so many minerals. Meanwhile, Melle has just got a huge bank full stop. And that is pretty huge. Like, 6,500 and 3,500 is massive. Meanwhile, though, up we come with these units. That Dark Templar not going to have much of a party. So many probes going to go down here, which you could say is a plus side, because Melle really doesn't have an issue with money right now. So this is just freeing up supply, but still, it's good news, because should that money run out, you're going to need to get it back again at some point. 3 Stalkers on their way through. The medevac's just lifting straight out there, just being like, no, we do not want to be in on this party. That medevac, ooh, there's one lucky medevac, 6 health points straight away. This planetary fortress just looking around, being like, guys, is anything going to happen at all, ever, in this game? And he's going to have to, unfortunately, deal with the fact that no, nothing is going to happen. No, that doesn't make sense. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing will happen? I'm confused myself right now. But basically, it's not going too well, because essentially, Melle just chilling in the middle of the map, having lost quite a lot of stuff, but slowly rebuilding, slowly expanding. Definitely out-expanding GoOdy for the moment. And GoOdy, he needs something about expanding to some other places as well. He needs something about how he's going to engage the center of this map. I personally think the best solution to this problem is mass battle cruiser. Not because it might be effective, but just because it would be awesome to watch. I think we can all agree on that. Definitely. Meanwhile, loads of robotics facilities down. We've got the Nexus 2 Nexi in production. 2 Nexi are on their way. Archon, Stalker, New Templar Archives. That's all good. Meanwhile, what else? Not too much else, to be fair. These are both still chilling. Now, I'm going to make the executive decision that while not much is happening for long periods of time, we should do the daring, we should do the dastardly, we should put it on ×4 speed. Because this game is dragging on a little bit. Oh, here comes the engagement though. Photon cannons are getting taken out. This Protoss army has been sitting still for so long, I don't think it actually knows how to fight anymore. All the ghosts chilling in the back. Mass snipes are definitely going to be happening. Those Archons are going to take lots of damage. But oh, this is the most exciting head-on engagement we've had so far. But neither player wants to go or take it any further, just like no. GoOdy feeling comfortable in the fact that he has 37 ghosts right now. All with full energy. Yet he hasn't made a single nuke. Which some may say is disappointing, some may say is smart, but nukes definitely make games more exciting, that is for sure. Most of these bases are doing pretty well. That Archon is not going to have much of a party though. He's just like, damn, all I wanted to do was kill an orbital command by myself, but no, gonna happily run away. Run a long way away, but there goes it. Finally falls. Meanwhile, some of those photon cannons have been taken down. Meanwhile, we're sitting with an absolutely extraordinarily large bank for both these players. 2,500 minerals and 6,500 gas for GoOdy, compared to the 7,500 minerals and 5,500 gas for Melle, who really should be investing, in my opinion, more in gateways, but is doing so. Getting up 3 more on another robotics facility, because ultimately needs to be ready to just mass reproduce his entire army pretty much instantly, and he could afford to throw one away. So yeah, let's yet again speed up a little bit through the exciting period of nothing happening at all. Melle taking the center of the base. This double drop coming out being like, hey, I see your base there, but no, nothing's going to happen. Let's slow this down because this drop could be pretty exciting. There was 2 photon cannons there, but a double drop is going to be able to deal with photon cannons pretty effectively, especially with a nice little stim. And there we go. The scan goes down. Really good. He learned effectively how to deal with Dark Templar, which are warped in to deal with the drop, of course. The other pylons going down. The Nexus going down. Everything taking damage everywhere. This base will get cleaned up, but still GoOdy and Melle maxed out. So let's speed this up a little bit. Is this drop even going to be dealt with by anything? The answer is apparently no. It is just going to be allowed to kill off this entire base. That is how much money Melle has, who is bordering on 10,000 banked up minerals. But GoOdy definitely the aggressor, having killed pretty much more, well, a lot more than that of his opponent. Nearly double. And is now just going to come and run away. This base, potentially the next target. It looks like it's going to be. And of course, there's always going to be a risky base to take this one, just due to how much stuff how many areas there are to attack it in. Probes are dying everywhere, but of course that frees up some more supply. Handful of zealots and stalkers come back to try and deal with it, but grand total of 45 workers killed by GoOdy so far this game, who's now just going to run these dropships back up to the top. Meanwhile, these stalkers coming to check around, trying to work out where they could have gone. Still these two doing nothing, and you would not believe that we're still on 2 times speed, would you? This game is certainly going for a long period of time, with rocks even getting taken down now. We've got some more zealots on their way back to come and try and defend this, but of course there's a good number of units, and of course a good little pickup is gonna bring everything down. And obviously these scans are being like, yes, there is still a base there, I didn't kill it, I remember now, that was bad time. Still on 2 times speed, I should point out. This game, I genuinely don't actually know how long this game goes on for, but for the time being it's just GoOdy showing how much he can drop. He is dropping constantly everywhere, just trying to do little bits of damage, but of course the fact he's wrecking his opponent's economy seriously doesn't matter right now, because 10,000 minerals are now banked up, or were briefly banked up for the Protoss player. GoOdy's sacrificing more workers, now down to just 21 SCVs, but orbital commands are coming down everywhere. This DT is being irritating. The Marauder do manage to clean it up though, the Archon is going to get cleaned up as well, but the orbital command does go down first, and I'm sorry that was a 4 times speed, that very fast exploding orbital command, but still, this game is going, and oh my goodness, I'm actually going to slow this down to normal speed while I find it, because it's that exciting. Are you ready, guys? You looking? Are you looking at this magnificent battle cruisers have hit the field? Now, when I said the solution to this is mass battle cruiser, I was actually joking. But GoOdy is just like, actually that isn't a bad idea, especially when they've got 3-2 upgrades. Like, battle cruisers are actually pretty hefty in that position, and he doesn't have that much anti-air. I mean, he's chilling there with like 15 stalkers. I can take them. I can take 15 stalkers and an Archon if I make 15 battle cruisers. And that apparently is what GoOdy is planning on doing right now. He's freeing up some more supply by dropping everywhere, just losing the rest of his army. These 37 ghosts are absolute hilarity though, I must say. Still scanning his own army, being like, yep, that's still there. Doesn't need the detection because he's got missile turrets everywhere, so apparently he's been like scanning everything. Good numbers of Vikings as well. Those Viking numbers may actually be a little bit too high and may have to be forced down a little bit. Meanwhile, we've got planetary fortresses morphing in. We've got missile turrets being built. We've got a base at the back as well. So these two are just banking up stupid amounts of money right now. 2 more battle cruisers in production. This small little force on its way down, but is it going to be enough? Well, straight away this planetary fortress is taking a lot of damage. The Marauders going to have to start trying to do something. A single SCV is trying to repair ASAP. Both planetary fortresses are doing absolute mass damage. Mules are getting called down en masse to come and repair this all up. And, well, once you get that many mules repairing, the short answer is you are not going to kill that base most likely. It definitely is not going to go down, because the mules are just like repair. And it does go through fine. And guess what, guys? More battle cruisers. More battle cruisers, which are now 3-3. When was the last time you saw 3-3 battle cruisers? The answer is probably never. I don't think I've ever seen it. Or I may have done. But nonetheless, we've got a War Prism just chilling here. One dangerously well-positioned War Prism with the ability to make DTs, of course, but not making them. Just chilling there in case the need should arrive. In case. In that situation where perhaps it would be a good idea to warp in units. But still, we've got some Zealots coming down here, coming and being incredibly annoying. But the planetary fortress is going to deal with it. That War Prism is not going to have much of a party. Meanwhile, the rest of these Zealots are all going to die. That planetary fortress is decimating all of them. The War Prism is now free. I thought it was dead over there, but apparently the Vikings just like chilling in the corner. Where are all these battle cruisers? There are 6 of them. Here they are. Here they are. We're going to speed this game up yet again. Yet again to the period of nothing happening. Oh, that poor War Prism. Even if this wasn't ×4 speed, that would have died just as quickly, I can assure you. Meanwhile, some High Templar power walking their way through, killing off a single medevac. That was fun. A couple of battle cruisers are on their way out though. Where are these battle cruisers going to go? I reckon they're going to come back here and just besiege this center base. It'll be pretty fun. And look at the damage. Wow. Battle cruisers with 3-3 upgrades are actually pretty damn potent. They do some fairly effective damage, I must say, with a lot of ghosts in support as well. 42 ghosts there. And, well, the damage being done. The photon cannons getting picked off very, very quickly. The photon cannons not effective at defending battle cruisers. I can assure you of that. Good snipes coming off. The Vikings coming forward. Oh my goodness, this is pretty bold. We've got a big engagement going on now. The Storms just so strong. As you can see, the Vikings trying to do as much damage as possible. The few remaining Stalkers seem to be dying though, and it looks like GoOdy is definitely coming out on top right now. He has killed off so much, but this is the problem. When you get 20, 30, 40, 50 odd Stalkers warp in all at once, battle cruisers are never going to be a good option. As we're starting to see here, as awesome as they were, GoOdy is going to have to GG. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you build up a 10,000 mineral bank and you get a stupidly large number of warp gates. Because then, if your opponent just happens to go mass battle cruiser and kills off your entire army, you make mass stalker and you laugh. But I hope you did enjoy that pretty epically long game. I know I did. And yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the game. Do you prefer longer games, shorter games, tournament games, ladder games, etc.? Like the video and of course subscribe. And I'll catch you tomorrow for yet another cool new game. Thanks for watching and bye for now.